Welcome ninjas. So today we're going to be focusing on hinge work. Again, as we said last week, hinge work's really difficult with no equipment, but like I say, hopefully we're going to start really hammering home things that you can do for your glutes, your hamstrings, and just progressing that hinge a little bit. So for your strength work, we're going to do 5 to 10 hamstring rollouts. For this, you're going to need like a wooden floor or a slippy surface, so like tiles or anything else. If you do struggle, you can use a medicine ball or anything kind of like a foam roller to roll out and roll back in. Some of you aren't going to be able to do the full hamstring curls, in which case, just as we did on Monday, you can do Nordic curl style, kind of like eccentrics. I'll show you how that's going to work in a second. So we're going to go find a slippy floor. So, kitchen floor. If you're starting off as more advanced, you're going to go into a hip bridge position. Push your lower back down into the floor. Squeeze your bum to come up. We're then going to push our heels away, keeping your abs tight, and then pulling back in, dragging along the floor. You see why we need that slippy surface. We're going to go out and pull back in. If you struggle with 5 to 10, or if you struggle with one of those, just do the eccentric. So we go up, go out until you feel that biting point. You should really feel some tension on your hamstrings at the bottom of there. Drop down and then back up again. Eventually, if you keep doing those eccentrics, really loading the hamstrings, I promise you, you will have the strength to pull back in. Okay, so on to the conditioning piece for this. We're going to have to go back through there in a second. Okay. So every 2 minutes of 5 rounds, you're going to do 1 handstand lower into 10 Holger Twinkie. Remember what we said is a handstand or a press to handstand is a really tough exercise. So we're doing this as one shot, so hopefully we can manage this. Again, you're going to need a wall. Your goal is to lower down as slowly as you can to handstand. My suggestion would be the closer you go into the wall, the more comfortable you're going to be putting your back up against it. But the further you are away, the slower you can descend. So start off very close to the wall. And don't worry if you kind of like drop. The things to focus on is really trying to stay tight through your core, really trying to understand like where your glutes are coming into play and your hamstrings are coming into play. So we'll kick up into a handstand. We're going to lean against the wall and then we're going to slowly as we can lower back down. If you're like me, and you've got fairly tight hamstrings, you struggle, a couple of things that you could do. You could go into a straddle position. Now you notice we haven't got enough space here to go into a straddle position, but the further you come away from the wall, the slower you should be able to lower. Again, we're only doing 1 of those at a time. As soon as you finish, we're going to do 10 repetitions of Holger Twinkie. Holger Twinkie is a gymnastics variation of a reverse hyperextension. Kitchen's going to be a perfect place for this because we've got things that are approximately at waist height. So I'm going to just come around here a sec. So all we're going to do is place our hips over the edge of the kitchen surface. Can you see the lower part of my body? Yeah, so from there, we're just going to squeeze the bum, keep your heels together, and then back down. And again, what we're looking at is using your lower back, glutes, and hamstrings. So you're going to do 10 of those after each handstand lower. If you're struggling with a handstand lower, go back to the hinge day from last week and look at the press to headstand progressions that we were looking at last time. For your finisher, so for your finisher, a little bit more legs and a little bit more glutes. You're going to find your rucksack, you're going to find another weight, and we're going to do 100 overhead lunges. So we're going to take that weight, hopefully you've got a few bucks in. We're going to press that weight overhead, we're going to lunge, and back up again. Okay? The tiring part of this is generally not going to be lunges, it's going to be holding that weight overhead. You can do forward lunges as such, or you can do reverse lunges. Yeah? If you're finding that you're really struggling with it, scale it to holding on hook, reverse lunge. Yeah. Or if you're not at the point where you can do lunges yet, split squats is a great option. So that'd be touch your knee, stand back tall, that'd be one. Swap your legs over as much as you want to. Every time you break, you're going to do a 30-second single leg stance. 30-second single leg stance is exactly what it sounds like. Standing on one leg, holding, squeeze your bum and just being aware of that position. Try and do this without any shoes on and just see if you can kind of balance. Notice what it is that you're trying to work hard on. Is it your big toe? Is it your ankle? Is it your shoulders that are getting really unstable? Again, comment, send us a link, send some videos, what you need to work on. So again, 100 overhead lunges, Zercher lunges or split squats. Yeah, and then every time you break, every time you take that weight down, you have to rest. 30-second single leg stance, back onto the lunges.